joining me again today. I am doing a very casual ASMR video where I will be doing my little eye makeup look. I do a very simple eye makeup look sometimes for my videos, and I thought I could just show you what I use and how I use it to achieve that look. I like to start out with L'Oreal True Match Concealer. This is in the color Light N2. Now, this concealer is far lighter, more fair than my actual skin tone, but with concealers, I usually prefer to go way lighter, and sometimes I like to use it under my eyes for my tear bags too. So, we will go ahead and use some of this just under my eyes. Just brighten it up a little bit. As far as concealers go, I don't know if this is the best concealer or not. I am not a makeup expert, so I haven't used very many concealers yet in my lifetime. But I like to just put little lines under my eyes there. As far as blending goes for the concealer, I usually just use my ring finger and blend it out by hand. I also don't have a mirror, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, I'm really gonna have to blend this. I think once I run out of this concealer, I will try some other concealers and see if they will work as well, if not better. But this was a very cheap option that I believe I got from Target a while back. So the next thing I like to do is a little bit, just a little bit of eyeshadow. I like to wear eyeshadow on the outer corners of my eyes. I have shown this palette before in a separate video. I have still been using it and really enjoying the colors. This is ColourPop's Blush Baby eyeshadow palette. I also have their eyeshadow palette that I believe is called Heavy Petal. I utilize that one sometimes as well. I do have a couple of favorite colors in this palette, but overall, all of the colors are very nice and go well with my skin tone. My go-to when it comes to the outer corners of my eyes are You Promise, the more orange-ish color here, as well as Come Hither, kind of the light beige. For today, I think I would like to go with Come Hither. A lot of the colors in the Blush Baby palette here are a bit more natural, and that is just my personal preference. If it's a little bit unnatural, I love it, but I just can't see myself using it enough to be worth it. I would love to get another new eyeshadow palette soon though. this is e.l.f. concealer brush. It's got a little bit of a flat side, and then the other side is wide with a very curved tip here. I like to tap, 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 just put a little bit of color on the end and add a little to the outer corner, and going just a little down, just like that. I add a little tiny bit to the top of the outer corner, but I usually don't go much further than that. There we go. That is usually about how much I put on. Now for the other eye here. Oh, sorry. Let's see if I can put a little bit on this eye as well. There we go. Okay. Blend it out a little bit with my finger. I notice the ColourPop eyeshadows are very, very blendable. So even if I make a little mistake, it's very easy to fix. And after I have done that little bit of eyeshadow, I will now do the Eyeshadow. I think that is what it is called, Eyeshadow. The under eye makeup here, the tear bag. So how I do the Eyeshadow is using this pen here. I have a few other pens as well. This one is from iHolic. My other pens are from Can Make, which is pretty good as well, but this has been my favorite for sure. Now, you can always create the shadow under your tear bags using eyeshadow if you want, but I noticed that using a pen like this can achieve just such a better line, and it can look so much more natural effortlessly. So this side is the actual pen itself for the shadow. This side is a concealer stick. I rarely ever use this concealer stick because I like to add my own highlight for my Eyeshadow. But let's go ahead and add that shadow here so you can see the tip is very fine. Very, very fine tipped brush. Just gonna go and start from the inner eye and go a little past halfway under the eye, just like that, and blend if needed. You can already see a pretty big difference here. Let me do it with the other eye here too. Sorry, no mirror. Okay, there we go. It's not completely even, but that's okay. And what the concealer stick is for that highlight that goes right over and sometimes under the line there. But like I said, I like to use something else. I like to go back to this palette here. As you can see, this palette has a very, very light and sparkly eyeshadow. Instead of using just a concealer stick to add some highlight to my tear bags, I prefer to go back with a light eyeshadow. I just like the looks of that more. So here I have my Wet and Wild brush. I don't know exactly what it's for. The other end has a spoolie on it that I like to use for my ASMR. It makes very nice sounds. But this brush is very, very small here. I like to just dip it a little bit into that very, very light eyeshadow color and add a little I'm not using this light eyeshadow, I like to go in with a brand called Jolene. They have a glitter liquid eyeshadow, and that works really well too if you want to go extra sparkly. But you can kind of see a little bit of a difference there. Let me add even more so you can really tell a difference. There we go. You can really see that shimmer there. I love this shimmer. And I also like being able to utilize one eyeshadow palette for more than one thing. I think it's a little bit more useful. There we go, perfect. This is the final look for this eye makeup here. What do you think? Do you like it? I like to do this look when I am feeling a little bit extra for my ASMR videos. I also do it when I am going out with friends or with my spouse, or just whenever I want to look my best. I've really been enjoying makeup. I do feel like I was kind of late to the game, but it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed just the soft-spoken nature of this video and the very little bit of makeup tutorial I did today. Thank you so much for watching, as usual,